Hello, I'm Donald Trump, and you're listening to my friend TJ and the liberal Coach Casey.
I love watching dudes pound other dudes, man.
Why am I gay? I don't know. Just all this stuff in a row. Beans more like a dirt fruit.
Weed!
I mean, he probably had some kind of other Korean name, but we only knew him as Uncle Joe.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Our country is in serious trouble.
And your mother was begging Barack to stop.
Holler my name.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the studio. It's empty. I'm alone. We've talked about it for quite a while. I finally did it. I ran them all off, but not completely. Before I get to exactly where Skin Man, who would be sitting over there off camera, because he doesn't deserve to get to see his spot since he's not here, and TJ, who's normally here or on Zoom or whatever. We'll get to it here in a minute. But first, I want to go a sponsor that is paying us some good money for this time right now. WildWestDeals.com, $39.99 makes it happen.
Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me, guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to WildWestDeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
Man, that guy sold me when he called me and said, I didn't even know what he was selling. You don't know what he's selling, and you want to buy it, but he's selling baseball cards. I came across him on Instagram and reached out to him and said, man, will you be my sponsor? And he said yes. So before we get going and before I call TJ, so he is going to be here. He's just going to be on the phone. Skin Man, we didn't do the show last week, which I'll get into as the show goes, but basically because all my cars broke down, everything was going on. I just had crap to do. Skin Man wasn't feeling good, and TJ couldn't be here. So we were going to do one Saturday, but instead I did two other podcasts. So I'm fine with it. But Skin Man called or texted about 4:30 and said, sorry to do this, threw out my back. I'm not sure what I did. I'm going to go home and get in the hot tub. I think ever since he got a hot tub, he's literally lifting cinder blocks, just other hot people's hot tubs, anything that weighs a bunch. Like people are like, hey, that's a team lift or, whatever they call that. And he's like, no, I'll lift it myself because I'll just go home in my hot tub. It'll be fine. So apparently he was lifting up trailers today by himself at work and threw out his back. And so that's why he's not here. TJ's driving back from Kentucky, so we're going to call him in just a minute. Basically, this is kind of going to be what's going on with the show going forward if you're a listener. If you're a first-time listening, sorry, sucks to find out. We're going to be sporadic for a little bit. I might say that, and then we might do a show every week going forward for 9 months. We probably won't. We're probably going to do one here and there. Anytime TJ's in town, I hope he's going to want to come down, do some shows. But I honestly don't know what the show's going to be going forward. I have some ideas we've talked about before if TJ gets too busy with his, back on the road. And I've talked about it. I knew when he went back on the road that's when he stops talking to me. And it's slowly happening. He isn't texting me quite as much anymore. He's not, Snapchatting me, at minute, once a day, maybe twice. He's not, Instagramming me and then sending me a Facebook Messenger to tell me that he sent me a TikTok to tell me about the Instagram, that he just hasn't been doing that. And for a while I thought it was, I was like, God, this is too much, and then I'm kind of, when it's gone, you start to miss it. But that's what's going on with us. And like I said, Skin Man's just going to be sporadic. This is just fun for him, kind of like me and TJ. It's our poker night. We like to come bullshit on the, radio. A couple people listen on Facebook, 15 to 5 million people. I'm not going to tell you what the number is. Download it every week. And so, for those that do, we're going to try to do a show, give you something to listen to, not just Joe Rogan and the Connie G show and, Howard Stern and, all the big ones. We're going to give you something in between, something local, something you fell in love with, and hopefully we'll be good every once in a while. On the list today, I've got something about the Dutch darts team. I've got UFC 300 update. I don't know why that made number 2 because it's not that high on my list. Got some Elon Musk news, some National Coming Out Day news, an indecent proposal, of course, what you watching, podcast updates, which I'm giving you some of those now. But, before I call TJ, I'll probably tell you about the Art Assault podcast, which is live out of this studio. And, this week he had my boy Stevie V from Three Wheel Bicycle podcast on. And I do another show with the host of the Art Assault podcast, Josh. We do For Music Lovers Only every Saturday. I was just on Three Wheel Bicycle podcast a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, had a blast. So, I've been getting my podcast fill. I know some of you haven't that just listen to me, and I'm sorry. There's a bunch of old shows that are just as bad as this one. Go back and find them. Also have another round of Which Vehicle Broke, O.J. Simpson timeline, UFL news. I mean, just stuff you're not getting anywhere else. So before we, get into any of it, we'll call TJ. He's going to be on the phone for 30 minutes or so, is what he says. He always goes longer. And then we'll get back to, just me and you hanging out. The one of you that are probably here. Oh, God, it's not hooked up to Bluetooth. So you guys can't hear it. You will, eventually. And that's if he answers. I told him I was calling.
Middle of the Road Mobile Studios.
There we go. All right. Sounds good. The new technology we installed is sounding great.
Awesome.
Is this TJ?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know if you had like another podcast guy you were on the road doing podcasts with, and they were answering it. And
just Charlie, but he doesn't speak English.
No, he just barks and whines and what normal dogs do. Where are we calling you from right now? Hold on, I gotta push a button. I have one that says on the phone, TJ, other co-hosts. So now people that are just watching that aren't listening, they've muted me. Then now you're on the phone, and if they want to hear you, or now they want to know both people that are muted, they now know. So
okay,
that was tongue twisters.
I am 40 miles from Emporia.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I thought you were going to be able to talk to you about Kentucky or something. I mean, we can. We're gonna.
Well, I'm on my way home from there.
I know. I didn't realize you were that close. And it's not as cool. Because by the time we get done talking, you're going to be home. And then people are like, but you didn't listen to the beginning of the show. So that's going to let everybody know what I said in the first 4 minutes is true. So anyways.
Okay.
It's not nothing bad, just, that I know you're quitting and, Skin Man quit. And we're going to do a show. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a show called Hormel's Can of Chicken. It's the tuna of the air. So.
Tuna of the air, huh? But like tuna of the sea, but not really. Chicken of the sea?
Yeah, I was like, and I really actually put it's the tuna of the land. I meant to make that joke at work the other day, and I said tuna of the air. Everybody started laughing,
mm-hmm.
They're like, chickens don't fly, and I'm like, well, tunas don't swim. Okay, they do. I don't know. So it was bad, but I meant the tuna of the land because, they got this canned chicken. I don't know if you've had any. My wife, she buys it every once in a while. It's gross. It's bad.
We make nuggies out of it sometimes and put it in my air fryer. You put it in like little nugget things, mix it up with egg, and then bread it like in panko.
Yeah.
Stick it in your air fryer. Comes out pretty good.
No, I'd rather just buy nuggies or buy a lot of other stuff. I mean, maybe if I was like, of course, I don't know how expensive that stuff is either. I got to think it's cheaper than, it's got to be cheap. That's got to be the only reason people buy it. It smells bad. It doesn't.
It does smell bad.
It doesn't really taste very good. It's just altogether not very good.
Yeah.
So you're coming back. How long are you back in town?
I think I got to leave Monday.
Okay. Get some time back in town.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I was telling him that Skinman can't be here because he hurt his back, and he's ever since he got that new hot tub, I think he's just looking for reasons. He's lifting up stuff and doing anything he can to just not, to just like, I'll hurt my back as long as I get to get in the hot tub. So.
Did he hurt it so bad he can't go to work too, or?
I think he went to work. I'm guessing he hurt it at work today because he said, "I'm going home and getting in the hot tub." He said, "Sorry, bud, can't make it. Going home and getting in the hot tub." That's not. He doesn't say bud. But it was to the effect. He just said, "Hate to tell you." Actually, he did say, "Bud, hate to tell you, bud, my back is out and I'm gonna head to a hot tub after work." And maybe just a hot tub. I thought he was talking about getting a hot tub at one point. So we'll find out. We could call him, but he probably wouldn't answer because he's in the hot tub and he has a strict no phones in the hot tub policy.
That's a good policy to have.
Do you have anything that's been going on since, I don't know, it's 2 weeks or plus since we've done a show together?
Not really. I've been working crazy hours. I had one day off in the last 2 weeks, and I got up at the same time and drove to Indianapolis to see my kids. Was there for about the time it took for me to drive there, and then turn around and came back.
Okay. So have you, do you listen to a lot of news when you're driving, or do you, in between, in your hotel, do you look at a lot of news?
I have not been I don't even know what's going on, but I have been listening to Tucker Carlson on Joe Rogan.
Okay. Actually, we'll get to a pretty funny thing I have, not about Tucker Carlson, but involving Joe Rogan when we get to one of the segments here in just a little bit, that you'll hopefully stick around for the messing with promoters segment. So,
okay.
which hopefully, if anybody else is listening, might be the only other reason to stick around. But so you haven't heard about the Dutch darts, the women's Dutch darts team?
Dutch dart team?
No,
darts, like D-A-R-T?
Yes,
no,
D-A-R-T-S, darts. Oh,
is this like an Olympic thing?
Yeah, I think so. The darts players, I can't read, you can't read Dutch names, but Groff is one of their last names, have announced their departure from the Dutch women's darts team because they refused to team up with trans woman Noah Lynn Van Leuven. Van Leuven prevailed at the professional darts women's state championship or women's series championship on Saturday, about a week after beating male competitors in a mixed event. The only reason I say this, I don't even really care. I just want whoever does listen to this, the 15 to 5 million of you that I was talking about earlier, just Google it, and then please tell me without doing any research who's actually the trans one. Because when you Google it, of the 5 women they show, if you told me that 3 of them were, I would be completely, okay, that makes sense. So when you get a chance, Google it and see if it makes sense. Oh, I just got an update that we are on Facebook right now, so that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
I don't think a transgender person would have much advantage in a sport like darts or pool or.
Yeah, I don't know if women or men are traditionally
cornhole
better at those sports too. I guess. I mean, because you don't see a ton of mixed competition in those, except for at bar, and that's all I consider. I mean, here, let's say this. First of all, you're playing a goddamn bar sport. Who gives a shit? If somebody has a freaking trained monkey or a lizard that can throw darts, they should be able to play, because quite frankly, it's a sport I could play from the time I was 6 till I die. Whether I'm good at it or not, I'll bet I could still, with 6 months practice, I could make the darts women's national team, you know? And I
See,
I think that literally half of America could make the Dutch women's darts team if they just trained for 6 months, you know?
Yeah, because nobody really trains at darts. You just play it whenever someone says, "Hey, you want to shoot some darts?" Sure.
Yeah, and I know, like, I used to work with the chick. If she does listen every once in a while, she's getting so mad right now because, you know, they go up and they drink and they practice, you know, darts, drinking, which, you know, drinking's always made you better at stuff. It's like if all those years when I played football and basketball, I had just been drinking when I was doing it, imagine how good I would have been, you know?
I did hear. I worked with some guys back when I was in Dodge City, and he was like part of a dart league, and they got together like I don't know, like every week or something like that, and they had their home bars. So they all had different bars within the town that was their home court.
Yeah, they knew exact height the thing was at, right? How to stick it, where the lumps were in the carpet, and I know, I got you.
And then they would go like at 1 week it'd be at their house, and then home court, and then the next week it'd be whatever, and they're just tournaments.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because like I said, I've known a lot of people. It's just like, you know, people that play pool or whatever. I mean, let's just be honest. As far as competitive sports or whatever go, I mean, who cares? I mean, like swimming, I get it. You shouldn't have men swimming with women. Boxing, basketball, football, soccer, baseball.
Yeah.
You know, all of the real sports. But darts, who cares? That's not a hill to die on. That's not the hill I'm dying on. So, but also the main reason I want you to do it's just to tell me who's who.
Okay, I'll have to look.
While I have you, did you watch any of UFC 300?
No, I did not. I heard about it.
Okay, did you have any dogs in any fights in this one? Because this was supposed to be the big one, and there was to me 3 good fights.
I really don't like Justin Gaethje.
Okay.
So I guess I was glad.
Yeah,
that
my son loves him, but yeah, Max Holloway was badass. Do you like that Alex Pereira dude? Because he's kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, I like him.
You like him what's his name, Strickland. You love him because he's the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really care to watch any of it, but the only thing I got out of it, I was happy that they announced Connor and Chandler. So that's all.
Yeah, that one, and they've been talking about it, so I'm glad it'll finally happen. All Olivier, or however you say his name, Olivia or whatever, got beat again. Charles. That Bo Nichols dude, he's kind of a cool. At first, I didn't like him, but he just keeps beating. He won. Yeah, he won again in the second round. Choked somebody out. He either chokes him out or beats him up. The ex-champion again. I don't know how to say any of these guys' names, but Yuri. I don't even know how you say his last name. Won again, so they're saying it'll probably be him and Pereira set up for a fight. But my son said it was an awesome one, but they're starting to lose me, man. Jim Miller he fought, and that was pretty badass. He fought in the early card, and then he got his ass beat, so that wasn't cool. So
yeah, it seems like he's been around for like 15 years. Or more.
Yeah, he's always cool. So that's UFC news. Have you watched? What you been watching?
Sopranos still. Oh, I have been started a new show, Fallout, and it's on Amazon Prime. It's based off the video game.
Okay. Is there any characters in it? I mean, there's characters in it, obviously, but any famous people or anybody, like people, especially like me that don't know people would know?
Walton Goggins is in it. He's probably the main character. He's one of the main characters.
What's he from? Because I don't know who that is.
Walton Goggins. He was on Justified. He played Boyd Crowder. He's on.
Okay. I know who he is.
Principal.
I know who he is. I just googled him. All right, I know who he is.
He plays the ghoul.
Okay.
And that.
All right.
Which we're just now I'm on episode 4, and you're just starting to figure out what.
So you're only 4 episodes in. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the first season. I think there's probably only 8, and it got renewed for a second season already.
Well, I just finished The Bear second season. Third season's going on, but they don't have it, so I've got to find it somewhere else to catch up to current. And then
it's not on Hulu for current.
No, it's weird. Like and maybe I need to look again, but I think you can only
Isn't
go.
that FX show?
Yeah, but I think you can only
weird.
go through like season 2. But I think the way I'm searching it, maybe I think if I go to like, I don't know. I'll go look tonight after. But I need to catch up on it. But because this weekend was 420, I don't know if you knew. A lot of people
Did not.
A lot of people did. A lot of our listeners sent me things like, "Hey, did you know it's a holiday?" I'm like, "Oh crap, we were going to do a show." But because of that, there was Hulu had a new series called High Hopes, and it was
Okay.
it's basically just a docuseries or whatever it is, a reality type series. It was only like 6 or 7 episodes, and I watched it basically that day, and it just followed out around. It was basically like 5 main characters at a dispensary in California, and it was this dispensary. They actually owned like 4 of them, and they were trying to grow the business, and it was just all the crap that went along with it. But it was funny because there was this one character that I just remember it made like TikTok. It made all of these. It went around everywhere when they legalized weed in Michigan. There was this one dude that, I mean, he just made every meme. He was just all over the place. But they asked him, and what do you think about? He's like, I'm just really hungry or cold, or I don't know. He's just this character. He was a crazy character, and he was on this show. He had moved to California. They had cast him literally for this because they seen him on that, and he was one of the bud tenders. But it was just following them around. It was kind of funny. I mean, there was quite a bit about weed, obviously, because that's what it is. But it was more about like one of the dudes is trying to become their promoter and do their Facebook and all of that. And he's this talented singer kind of dude, but he's just a bud tender. And then a chick, and it's just all the different people. So it was a cool show. So whatever. I give it, it only had like 7 out of 10 rating and all that. And that's probably about what I'd give it. I mean, it's not like a go-to, don't go find it, but for funny, mindless TV, it was good. So, and then I'm excited because the last season of Superman and Lois is getting ready to come back out. They just filmed the final episode, so.
Okay. Tyler Hoechlin, huh?
What's that?
With Tyler Hoechlin?
Yeah, and I think he basically said he won't play it after this, and he's really, to me, out of all of the, even movie Superman and all that, one of my favorite. I wish they would do a movie with him. Like, he would be a really good Superman, but
yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is. Did you know O.J. Simpson died?
I think I told you that O.J. Simpson
You
died.
told me that. I don't. You tell me. It's so funny because you tell me everybody dies within 5 minutes of my phone telling me also that they died. Because you don't.
I happened to be at the gym and the TV was on in front of me. I was like, "What the fuck? O.J. Simpson died?" I caught it like right as it happened.
It was just funny because I don't know what I was searching, but I came across a timeline of O.J. Simpson and the old show I used to do. We did a lot of timelines. In 1968, O.J. received the Heisman Trophy at the New York Downtown Atlantic Club. 1969 to 77, he played halfback for the Buffalo Bills. 1970, voted College Football Player of the Decade by ABC Sports. 1972 to 76, makes the NFL Pro Bowl each year. 1974, appears in his biggest budget film, The Towering Inferno. 78 to 79, plays halfback for the San Francisco 49ers, which I always forget about that. I mean, I know it every time you see it, but I forgot. All you ever think of is he was a Bill.
When did he rush for 2,000 yards?
When he was a Bill. It didn't have that in there. I'm guessing it was like 74 or something like that. I don't remember. You'd have to look.
Yeah.
It sounds about right. 1979 to 86, he's a broadcaster for ABC Sports. 84 and 85 for ABC Monday Football. Inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 85. And 88 is when he played in Naked Gun. Basically 88, they filmed 2 of the 3. 94.
I remember that as a kid, Naked Gun, him being there.
Yeah, that was you loved him back then. He was like that goofy, Yeah, so in 88 he was goofy, whatever. In 94, his ex-wife and estranged friend Ronald Goldman are stabbed to death. Simpson is questioned by LAPD for 3 hours in 94. June 13th of 94. June 17th, he's charged with 2 counts of murder. Pleads not guilty July. November, the jury is selected. January 24th of 95, the trial begins. A lot of stuff happened in between. Basically, it goes all the way until 95. They return less than an hour and find him not guilty. And I remember
watching that in middle school.
Oh, dude, I remember like people freaking out. Like I remember having like 2 complete different teacher reactions. Like one lady's like, "Yes, thank God," and the guy's like, "Oh, bullshit," it wasn't quite that. He was just like, "What?" And I just remember like walking out, and then it wasn't really that day that it fully set in because I think we were kids, and I don't know. My dad wasn't nobody that ever pushed me away, so I don't know. I think just if you followed along, you kind of thought he was guilty. He ran from the cops. He hid. Everything that happened, the Bronco thing, locked in his house. There was nothing else that told you he didn't do it. Because if you didn't do it, you don't do all those things.
Yeah, definitely weird.
But anyways, he got off of it because that was somewhere right around the Rodney King stuff, or Rodney King was like 92 or whatever, and everybody was on high alerts like they are right now, and crazy shit like people got away with murder because of that. So there's a lot that happened after that. He filed bankruptcy. It wasn't until 2007 that he finally served time for the murders, but they couldn't do it in the form of murders, so they got him with a robbery of his own stuff at a Las Vegas hotel. And I remember he came thugging there. Like, people loved him in there. He was just funny. He was like a god when he went in there. He's like, dude's got a couple murders, blah, blah, blah. He died of ass cancer. April 11th, he died of ass cancer. So I guess got what he deserved if he did, if he did what he did, if he did what he did. If he did what we all know he did. So.
Yeah.
That's Dutch Darts. That's OJ. Do you want to hear about? I
got a couple jokes.
Okay, let's go.
If you're in a room full of 100 dicks, how many would you choke on?
I guess the first one that I would try not to do any. I know you want me to say none because you'd say, but you could take 100 dicks. But
just say none.
None.
You must be a pro then.
I know. I was gonna say the first one, and then that'd be it. But I shouldn't even.
What sex position creates the ugliest kids?
Whatever one my parents did.
Yep, that's it.
God dang! I didn't mean to ruin both of them.
Yeah,
from now on, I'll play along. For now, try that one. Try that one again.
Hey Casey, what sex position creates the ugliest kids?
I'm not sure. What sex position?
I don't know. Ask your mom.
Okay. Do you want to hear about my indecent proposal at a event that I worked this Friday?
Is this from a guy or a girl?
A couple.
Ooh. Okay.
So have you seen? What's that?
Where was it at? Where were you at?
Mark Arts. It was an Alzheimer's event.
Very liberal, artsy place, so I can see what's going on already.
This guy I would probably guarantee voted for Trump if I had to guess. No,
I'm saying that place is.
Yes, it is. So you're right. Like swingers, maybe, they weren't wearing no pineapples. Yeah. It wasn't nothing like that. The evening started out much like many of the ones I bartender work do. People, we got there, we set up, people showed up. But I forgot to switch belts. So I was wearing my excavator operator belt. It's a shiny belt with a excavator on it. It's not huge, but if you're looking in my cockle region, I had a camera set up one time to show everybody my belt buckle, and I noticed that you would see my tiny bulge. And
ain't much of one, but it's there.
It's there, especially if you're made to look at it. There's one, and it's higher than you would think that a normal one would be. It's like it's like, shouldn't it be down a little lower? Nope, that's right where mine's at. But this guy comes over, one time with his not with his wife the first time, and gets a drink, and, you know, just a normal exchange, you know, good looking, taller dude's got that like high cut, you know, like slim fit suit on, looks, you know, freaking expensive, like a $5,000-$6,000 suit, you know, tips me $1. I said, boom, working it. And then he comes over the second time, and E had left the bar at this point. We were at a little bit slower bar. So I was working, and he came over, and I'm just standing a little bit back, cleaning some glasses, doing that. I try to do that classic bartender thing when people aren't around or they're getting ready to walk
Shining up the glass.
Yeah, cleaning up
Yeah.
the glasses, man. And he says, "You're an operator, are you?" And I said, I kind of forgot I was wearing the belt buckle, and he's like, "Excavator?" I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Man, it's kind of a joke. I went to a manager's class, bought the belt buckle because I can ride. If you need a hole dug, dude, I can do it. You got one?" And he's like, "Man, I actually got a little mini excavator." And, you know, just started talking. And then I told him, "Hey, I'm a parts manager." And come to find out he's a customer of ours, but in Colorado, anyways, another one of ours.
Okay.
And he, you know, just comes back over another time and says, "Hey," you know, points my belt buckle to his wife, and just kind of "Oh," you know, and I get their drinks again, and they're a little more chatty this time, and they come over again, and as they're a little drunker, they're a little more chatty, and I haven't switched bars yet, but they say, "What you got any plans tonight?" No, man, I got to my regular job at 6:30 this morning. It'll be 12:30 by the time I'm out of here. I'm going to be gassed. I'm going to go home and go to bed. No, okay. So I switch bars, and then they come back over. And then that's when it really turns on. Like, he comes back over. He's like, "Have you decided if you want to go out for a drink or anything after?" I'm like, "I don't think nobody from here is going to go out and get a drink." He's like, "Yeah, we're talking about going and getting one." And I said, "Oh, you in the group?" He's like, "No, probably just me and my wife." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, I probably not, man. I said, "I don't like to drive after I've been drinking, a long day." And the other chick that's bartending with me comes over, and she's like, "Them two hitting on you?" I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because whenever you're making drinks, and since you've been over here, the two of them are looking at you like they either want to eat you or bang you." And I'm like, "Shut up." I'm like, "Whatever," you know. And I'm like, and then the wife comes back over, and she's like, "You sure you don't want to come out for a drink?" And I'm making them another drink at this point. They're pouring them on thick. They're getting drunk, you know. And I'm getting them drunker at this point because I want to see I want a new truck. I'm wanting to see what maybe they would offer. But you know, she's like, "So you sure you don't want to go out for a drink after this?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, probably not." I said, "My wife will get mad." And I said, "Honestly, been a long day." I said, "If I have a couple drinks, I'm going to bed." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And the husband, about 20 minutes later, they'd come over and got another drink, but it was pretty busy. There was a bunch of people at the bar. And at this point, they're dropping big dollars in my tip thing. So I'm okay with it. And finally, the guy comes over and he goes, "My wife doesn't get," and we'd had some, in between, we had some funny jokes. There was a lady wearing like these shoulder, like basically Fifth Element is all I could think of. Like that guy wears those big pointy shoulder things, and there's like a lady wearing that. So we're making jokes in between. I'm funny guy and all that. But he goes, "My wife doesn't get what she wants very often." And I kind of sat there for a minute, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I'm not sure, but she's not gonna tonight, you know." And I still, and at that time, Danny's like right behind me, who's this other chick bartender, and she's freaking doing the pretending she's doing because she's trying to listen in on it, and it's music going, so you have to talk loudly to hear it, and she fucking turns it on and goes, "Fucking told you." And I'm like, well, obviously I know at this point, you know, but so I turned it down. You know, they didn't offer anything big. Honey, I wouldn't do it unless if it was for a truck, you know, or like expect like if it was that $1 million for fucking sure. And my wife would 100%. I think, you know, my biggest fear was not even. I shouldn't say biggest fear, because my biggest fear was cheating on my wife, if I'm honest, you know, having an affair. But my biggest fear was that, like, he wanted to join her through me. You know what I mean? Like, this.
Yeah, I think that's how it was going to work.
Well, you know, because you think, like, you hear about the cucks or whatever, like he just want to sit in a corner, and I don't think so. I think he was actually more attracted.
Pushing through you.
That's why I said I think he was more attracted to me than she was, and I'm not, you know, against people that are into that. I'm just I am a very happily married man. Ladies, sorry, I don't do it. You can offer me, maybe a brand new Z71 would, I probably wouldn't even do it for that. But that would, offer me it and we'll find out. But I probably wouldn't.
Maybe an AT4 Duramax. That's like $90,000.
Yeah, I probably would for that. Anything over that, but like that bet of $1 million, like my wife, I seriously think would be, I could be wrong, but I seriously think would be like, you're stupid if you don't. And whoever's doing that is stupid, and it's fake money, and the truck's not real because nobody would pay more than, $12 to, and I don't even, maybe that's a high number. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody out there that would pay $12 to $15 to be with me. But anyways, so it's a long ways away, but if I haven't ran everybody off now, October 11th is National Coming Out Day. And I came up with a couple other names for it. It was New Queers Day. So if you had New Queers Day, you would have New Queers Eve. And that's not like homophobic or anything, because there was Queer Eye for a Straight Guy. I thought about this when I came up with it. I know it's probably already out there, but the only reason it made me laugh, it wasn't the New Queers Eve or New Queers Day, but it was, like when you talk about, like if you talk to like a drinker on New Year's Eve, they always talk about, well, you don't go out because that's the amateurs' holiday. You know what I mean? And I just wonder if the gays are similar to that, like on National Coming Out Day or the night before, like, don't go out there. That's rookie day. You're not going to be you know what I mean? I don't know. So
I think queer is just a different type of. I don't think that's gay anymore.
You don't think queer means gay anymore?
No, but do your alphabet thing. That's a different letter in there.
Yeah, but I still think it is. I still think, because like Queer Eye for the straight guy was for gay men, teaching style or 5 or how many ever it was to.
Yeah, but that was like 20 years ago. Now queer means something different than what it used to mean. So everything used to be under just gay. Now it's different types, different brands of gay. You got like Coca-Cola gay. You got Pepsi gay. You got Mountain Dew gay, Dr. Pepper gay.
Would Pepsi be the ultimate gay, or what would be the ultimate gay? Like Zima?
Either Coke or Pepsi would be the regular gay. One of them could be lesbian gay. The other one, like, let's just call, like,
Coke would be lesbian.
Regular gay, like,
because Coke's got more punch to it, Yeah.
So more spicy. Yeah. so Pepsi would be regular gay. Coke would be lesbian gay. Trans would be like fucking Sprite or something like that.
I'm so glad we did this show tonight. I mean, we're settling things tonight. That's what we do.
Yep.
Oh shit! I don't know. I didn't have nothing, man. We got a couple things in. Can we do messing with promoters now?
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing them pop up, and I haven't had the time to fuck with them. I'm sure you have been. I haven't even checked.
Should we? Okay, we'll just start. God dang it! Some of these ones. Okay, whatever. We'll start with this one. This one's from Michael King. His starts out, "Hello there." That's one. Second one, "When did you start podcasting?" Didn't answer. Third one, "Hello." I answer back, "Hello, Michael. I started podcasting when they still called us internet radio pilots. They called us that because we were the first on the internet air, and it was dangerous back then, like the Wild West. We could say whatever we wanted to say, and if somebody didn't like us, they just didn't listen anymore. Nowadays, if you say the wrong thing, you get canceled, or worse, you get big. When I first started, they didn't have fake promoters getting on your messenger and pretending to help you for a small fee. I miss the old days. Sorry, what were you wanting?" That was Michael King. Did
Michael not respond to that?
He did not respond yet. He has seen it, though. Sophia, these ones, I will say, the other ones were better the other day, and I have to look farther down. I do have some other responses. I'll see if I can find them, but these are all my more recent ones. Sophia O'Duntum, I don't know how you would say that. "Hey, I came across your page/profile. I love your work or project. I was wondering if you're open to free suggestion." I said,
"Ooh.
What you got for my page/profile? We sell chocolate-covered cats and we could use some help getting the word out. Seems people have never heard of them. Every week we just record our sales pitch on our chocolate-covered cats in hopes they will eventually start selling and I can move out of my parents' basement. Please give me some ideas. She has not even seen that one.
That's rude.
Arun Kumar. First, hey podcaster. Second, love the work you are doing as a podcaster. Kudos to you. I can help you get more reach and conversation on your short form content by editing high retention videos. I'm open to editing a free sample for you to show you how I work. Is this worth a conversation? I said, first one, hey promoter. Second, we don't actually do a podcast. We just send out blank audio so we can talk to promotion services such as yourself. We actually specialize in a podcast promotion, and we think we could help you as well. Is this worth a conversation? That one I was just kind of in between something and I was busy. This one is from MD Ammon something. It's a guy, but it starts out, hello, dear. If you want to promote your podcast, Spotify podcast, and grow your new target audience, ? Check marks beside all three of these, by the way, if you guys are listening. Spotify download, Spotify rating, Spotify follower. Order on Upwork now.
Upwork is a real thing because my wife does stuff on Upwork and gets paid for it.
Well, and I think Fiverr or whatever the one they use is actually a real thing too. I think it's a less restricted one, so it's easier to create fake ones.
Yeah.
So, my response to remember MD EMON Eamon
Okay.
Shockey. I don't know how to say the last one. It was a guy. Hello, dear. Mine was, hello, sweet cheeks. We actually like being a small podcast. If we get too big, we're going to have to follow the rules and actually stick to some sort of script, which is boring. We would wilt under the pressure of even doubling the current size we are. We are just a couple of small guys doing small stuff. So if you can help us with that, please reach out. And he's seen it and did not respond as well. I think this is the last one. Well, at least right now. I can't say this guy's name either. It's ABHISHEK. Abershek something. And his first one is hey. Second, I have been thoroughly impressed by the work you're doing as a podcaster. Kudos to you. They like using kudos lately. We help you to get 2 times more views on your content in the next 45, 60 day without shooting any extra video. Worth the conversation? Best regards, name I can't say. Name I can't say. And I responded, whatever his name is. I should have said name I can't say. What was your favorite episode? Because he said he loves the work I've been doing. What was your favorite episode? Yeah. My favorite episodes lately have been the segment we do called Messing with Promoters. Promotion people reach out to us through Messenger and straight on our posts, and we send them different services we can provide for them. It's a pretty good bit. What can I help you with again? So, Tim David, I did forget about his. This might be my favorite one. His was 2 before I responded. Hello, sir. Do you have an Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube channel? Yes, 2 first names, guy, I do. He responded, give me your podcast link. I will check your podcast show. I said, here's my link. And I sent our link. And I said, here's the one I get the most activity on. And I sent him the Joe Rogan podcast. So,
You should have sent him like a link to tranny porn on Pornhub or something like that.
Well, I'll get there.
You're like, oh, I love this shit.
I was kind of hoping. I did have one. This chick sent me like 5 or 6. It was, hello, do you promote podcast, Spotify podcast? You can promote your podcast for me for a low cost. I will promote your podcast completely organically, and your podcast can get many download. 5-star rating and review. And it will increase in popularity among the audience, and it will be suitable for monetization. More, however, it be suitable for advertised campaigns. This is how big your podcasters grow the popularity of their podcast. So they wonder why they don't get response. I'm not a good reader, but that gives me an aneurysm. And then she responded again, "Sir, you didn't tell me anything." I said, "I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. I love long walks on the beach. I'm definitely a comedy movie guy more than romance. Tell me about you."
Yeah.
So that was.
It's like when you call these customer service shit, and it's like the same kind of talk. You know, they're all from the same fucking place.
Yeah, I know, but that's where I
They're
said
running the same scam.
But you would still think like it would be easy to get a AI thing to just, you know, I mean, whatever. And I know most of them are sitting in a call center. They're in a call center. Well, they're in a call center somewhere, also doing another job doing this, probably helping with PlayStation tech service and, you know, other shit all at the same time. So that was messing with promoters.
Scamming people's credit cards.
Yeah, whatever keeps you busy. That was messing with promoters this week. So I like it. So I'm going to try to keep it going. That's one thing I want to try to stick to.
I saw one pop up earlier, but I'm about to turn my notifications off on that because that shit.
Yeah, turn them off. I get it. That's fine. Let me take care of them. I had turned them off. I had turned them off, and I turned them back. And actually, I think I have them turned off. I just go in every yeah, because I won't get it. I guess I do. I don't get a buzz or a beep. I just see in the messenger that there's 6 messages or 8 messages. So then I just go in and check them when I feel like it. Because I got 3 different ones. I know which ones they're in. So I know if they're on 2 of the other ones, I know they're not important to look at. So, and I say that, and every once in a while we'll actually get, you know, a true, like an actual podcast reaching out to us or something wanting to do something, which is how we've met some of the people we've had on the show and some of the shows I've been on lately. So, have you been watching any UFL?
No, not at all.
Are you home yet? Are you ready to get off?
I'm not home yet. I'm just entering the Flint Hills. I have 84 miles to go.
All right. You haven't watched any of it at all, or just like even like none, huh?
Zero.
Okay.
Zero.
I've watched probably 4 games. I picked a new team, and I went against
Who's your new team?
It's the Michigan Panthers. I'm a Michigan man. But I was going to go with Birmingham early in the season because, one, I had read a story on them before the season started, and I watched one of their first games, and they're legit, and they are 4-0. So I would have picked well had I went with them. Who's your team? Is it still the San Antonio Brahmas? Okay. So far, you're off to a good start. So we'll start with the USFL division, which is the old side. It's the Birmingham Stallions at 4-0, the Michigan Panthers at 2-2, the Houston Roughnecks, who I believe won last year the USFL, if I'm correct, at 1-3. And the Memphis, and maybe it was Birmingham, I don't know, and the Memphis Showboats at 1-3. In the XFL division, you have the St. Louis Battlehawks, who's E's team, at 3-1. You have the
That's AJ McCarron, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the San Antonio Brahmas at 3-1 as well. Their defense is legit. They've only allowed 71 points this year, which besides the Brahmas, or the Stallions, I mean, that's the best in the league so far. And then you have the DC Defenders at 2-2, and the Arlington Renegades at 0-4, which I believe
they won it all last year. Yeah,
the Renegades did. Yeah, and that's what's his name's team, or was that's Stoops. Yeah, Stoops' team. Yeah. So I don't know if he didn't get the same guys back or the league's better this year by, because there's still only 8 teams, which I think both leagues had 8 teams. So they still only had 8 teams. They combined the best of kind of what was left of both leagues. Yeah. And every year, at least somewhere between 2 and 8 of these guys will make it to the NFL. So it's kind of cool because one of the guys that started out in one of these leagues is on the Cowboys, and he's, you know, he gets a couple catches a year, but he's a Pro Bowl kick returner, and he's a lightning fun to watch when he gets a chance. With the new kickoff rules, it might actually be fun this year. So, what else?
Who the Cowboys going to take?
In the first round or
weekend.
what? I think they're going to
Yeah.
probably go with the offensive lineman would be my guess, unless somebody crazy is still available. And then everything I'm hearing, they're going to take that Jonathan Brooks in the second round. And then I think
The running back?
yeah, from Texas. And then there's like a wide receiver they keep talking about out of Texas that is they may even take him in the first round, but they need a tackle, they need defensive tackle, they need linebacker, they need a safety at least, and they need a running back. So, I mean, we'll see what they do, but they need a center. I mean, we lost a center, we lost our starting center, our starting tackle, our starting defensive tackle, our starting linebacker retired. We cut the other one. We lost one of our starting cornerbacks. We lost our starting running back. We lost one of our starting wide receivers. So they need a couple pieces. So, not that I'm complaining. It is what it is. They don't have no money, and Dak Prescott counts for almost $60 million of the $225 million total they get to spend this year. So, you know, best player in the league deserves it.
You see that I saw this just on
Got traded to
Facebook.
the Broncos. Is that right?
Yeah. They traded him and a 6th-round pick for a 7th-round pick. He was the number 2 pick in the draft, and
and
3
I
years
think
later,
there was something else that goes with it. But yes, that tells you how far he's fallen. That's what it took to get rid of basically because he was that high of a pick. He still is his rookie contract is still quite a bit of money to carry as a backup. So
I saw I was clicked on the post, and somebody said, can we just give him number 3 so we don't have to get different jerseys?
yeah, because everybody's already used to burning those, and yeah.
Yeah, because if he just is number 3 and you don't have to change it. So.
Yeah, but then it'd be like people like him. Of course, I don't know how many people were wearing Russell Wilson jerseys to games still last year. So
Yeah, I don't know.
What else? If you watch, you see all your wrestlings went on a big crazy swing. Your girl, the man, won the championship last night on Raw.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I just saw it that's the only kind of news or anything I've seen. It's just off of Facebook or Instagram. I haven't watched nothing.
It's crazy because I've clicked on enough stories, which I don't think I've ever searched a single wrestling story on my work computer, but because I've clicked on one and then and then all of a sudden, but
yeah.
Now they have this Barry page, and it's basically like an MSN or a, whatever homepage you have, but it's scrolling stories, and it's all your regular ones, signs of prostate cancer, signs of, all the things that I think I might have right now are all popping up. But then, then it's, wrestling, football, all this. And I'm like, I was hoping it would be every once in a while, I'll try to click on like some smart stories, like people that read the most books and all this. That way, if my boss walks up, at least hopefully every once in a while it'll scroll, scientists study finds, people that read stories at work, I'm hoping it's something that helps me, but it's most likely not going to be. So
I haven't seen a lot of stuff. I just know that the Cody thing already seems stale. Like, it's like, okay, now he won, now what? So
I think they'll move him to. They're going to move him since they moved him to SmackDown or whatever. They'll find a new thing. He's gonna, they'll find him somebody to go against, and I think.
Did you see anything with Priest and Jey Uso yesterday?
A little bit, yeah, and then
just Jey was like, "Hey, tell Rhea Ripley I said hey," or something like that, and he's like, "You just Dom Mysterio's bitch now."
Yeah, they got to go somewhere with that, and then I don't remember what I was going to say now. Something else, and there was another storyline that was going on that they'll go somewhere with.
Yeah, Chad Gable's the bad guy now.
Yeah, I seen he turned. Yeah, they're trying to, and it's early in the year. It's hard. They did a crap ton of storyline to end last year. It's hard to match The Rock walking away, Roman walking away, not having some of the biggest ones. I mean, they're pulling a bunch of stuff, but it's yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they had some big ones with Gunther and KO and what's his name? AJ Styles, Solo, and what's his name? Turning on Jimmy and beating the shit out of Jimmy. That's what I was gonna say.
Tommy Tonga, they brought him in.
Did they find out there's going to be a third one? I'm wondering if it's going to be there's that another Samoan guy that they're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's one of their other brothers.
Yeah.
Or it's Umaga's son. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on one of the games I mess around on. So.
Can you imagine you going to get in a bar fight with those guys?
Yeah.
You'd be like, my cousins are coming. They all just are giant Samoan dudes. And
it'd either be that or what? Imagine if you were the cousins with John Jones brothers and them, because there's John Jones, Chandler Jones, and there's another one. There's 3 of them that are all freaking 6'4", 200. Yeah, the Gronks, and because the one Gronk that's 5'10", 190 looks like a weirdo. The rest of them are all 6'3" or 6'4", 6'5", freaking 260 pounds or whatever. So
yeah.
All right, well, I think we did enough show tonight. I don't know. What do you think, man? You think that was enough?
I think it's good. It's almost 8 o'clock.
I'm out of vehicles now, just for an update for you, so I don't have to tell you. But when you find out, I'm probably not getting a truck. I'm just gonna break down and get a car. I almost bought that Dodge, pussed out of it. It was, besides not being a V8, being a V6, couldn't do it. Besides being a Dodge, not a Chevy, couldn't do it, and it was a short bed, not a medium or long bed, so just too many strikes. And then the guy let me test drive 6 or 7 Chevys, which was stupid. And I wasn't even asking. At this point, he would just point one out. You want to drive that? Have you drove one of the new 4-cylinder ones? I'm like, nah, not really that interested. He's like, dude, you better go drive one. And just so you know, the 4-cylinder Chevy truck hauls ass. It blows my mind. It's like some crazy generator turbo thing it has on it, and it's got some balls. It sounds weird because you're used to the deep throat of a V8, and it doesn't have that. Yeah. But so, all right, buddy, be safe the rest of your drive. Good talking to you. I'm gonna get off, and I'll tell everybody goodbye and holler at you later.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, thanks, TJ, for joining us. I'm going to get off here. Seriously, I don't know what the format or the show will be going forward. I don't think it'll be something like that where me and TJ just catch up and you guys have to listen. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, I get it. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Skin Man will be back. I do have some guests lined up coming up. I just kind of keep getting blown off by them or blowing them off, or they miss my schedule, I miss theirs. You know how it goes. So. Peace out. Thank you for joining us if you did. Thanks for downloading if you do. If you don't, I don't care. I mean, it's fine. I get it. It happens. I literally completely get it.
So just chill out. Drink a 7-Up. Eat a moon pie. Quit murdering people.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Peace.